Hello and welcome to your 11th tutorial on how to create an FPS game. So let's jump right in. Now in previous tutorials we just got done getting the basics, the real mechanic, the core mechanics of our game. Making it work, combat, health, all that, we're done with that. So now we want to make our game look, more dynamic, more fun to play, and prettier, basically. So we'll start off by first making the gun less static, because right now it's pretty static. It's not moving at all. When you see the player moves, the whole scene moves, but the gun just stays in place. So we want to change that. And the first way we can do that is by making it aim, like an aim script. So we'll create a script for that, and we'll call it player cam. Okay, now once you've done that, drag it into scripts. Hold on. There we go. Now, first of all, before anything, to avoid bugs, put it on the camera. And now, once you've done that, open in the editor. Great. Now, what we're gonna start off with is referencing the object we wanna aim, the gun, basically. And before we wanna aim, we also wanna freeze its position. So we can only control its position by script. So to do that, we'll first off reference the gun. So var gun. Great. Now we want to make delay, so how long it takes you to aim. So var delay. And if you set it to a float value, by default it will typecast it to float. Now we want to make some private variables. And before I start this, just want to tell you I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do to all the axes. So it's basically copy paste for each axis, and we're gonna lock its position on the X, Y, and Z. So it can't move unless we tell it to. So var next pose, and make sure it's a private so it won't appear in the editor. Next pose X equals 0.0. I'm sorry, 0.3. And private var next. Alright, now these values that I'm setting, they're just, positions that I remembered that are good for default positions for the gun, because I've done this previously. So this is just going to be the starting position of the gun. And I'll just script it out. This is pretty easy stuff. Make that 0.5. Great. Now we're gonna make it smooth movement using the damp function, smooth damp function in math. So to do that, we first have to store the damp in variables. So private var. Need to make a damp for each axis. They're all gonna equal 0.3, so you can just copy paste that, change it. Now you can name your variables however you want, but I just like to name it like this. And now what we want to do is calculate the smooth movement and store it in variables. So we want to store a variable for each axis. So var new pose x. Don't get mixed. New and next, very different variables. Math dot smooth damp. This takes a few parameters, and I don't really want to explain right now how it works. What kind of calculation it does. Just know that it's gonna give a smooth result to the numbers you input. So first number we want is the local position. Now we're using local position because the position in the world is the position according to the world and not according to the parent object, which will result in a gun, staying in the position that it first was when the game instantiated. And we don't want that, so we're going to use local position. And now here we want to put next position X and damp X and the delay. Great, that's all you need to know for this one. Just copy that, paste it twice for each axis. Make sure you make these changes. And I would just want to warn you here, if you get any errors, it's probably because of spelling. These are long variable names, long function names, everything. And you really have a big chance of getting mixed up with spelling, so just do a spell check on everything, make sure all the variables are right and according to the tutorial. So now after we've calculated and stored in a variable, we want to set the position, set the smooth position. We calculate. So simply gonna do gun local position equals new, and do the same for each axis. We want the X, the Y, and the Z. Wait, make sure you have that down, save it, and let's test out that it locks its position. So now I want to set that to this, make the delay 0.3. Let's play it. Great, it's moved into position. You can change the position, but I just want you to see the real trick here. Now watch this. Watch what happens when I move it. See that? It smoothly goes back to position. So perfect. Now all we want to do is change its position back and forth according to whether we pressed the right mouse button or not. So if input.get button, you know the drill. Now the right mouse button is simply called fire 2 in the input manager. Not a very complicated name. And now once we did press it, we only want to address the X position and the Y position. So set next position X equals 0.0 because we want to center it. Excuse me. And next position Y equals negative 0.2 because we want to bring it a bit higher. Also, might want to set that to 4. It was a bit too much. And now that's pretty much all. And in the else, we want to reset it back to its original position. So next position X. We won't touch the Z axis for now. We will do it in later tutorials when we make recall for a gun. So yeah, look forward to that, and just keep scripting. We set it to the default values. Alright, now let's test this out. Fantastic. Now that's a bit slow, so let's make the delay a bit less delay, 0.1. See that? Fantastic. Got accurate shooting, everything we need. Now one more thing I want to do is address the camera's field of view, which is the zoom. And I want to zoom in a bit whenever we aim. So whenever we aim, we want to just make a new field of view. So also we'll do this the same way we did for the position. Well, not zoom. Next field, so because it's the field of view. Next field. By default, it's 60. Maximize this. Damp F for damp field. 0.3 is same. Then copy this, paste it here. New field equals camera dot main. Now here we want to put the field of view, so we're accessing the camera. This is the script that's attached to the current object we're on. Camera dot main dot field of view. There's the variable. We want to put next field damp F and delay, and simply set it. Sorry, not gun. Camera dot main dot field of view equals new field. Simple as that. Just like we did the position, we want to make it smooth field of view changing for the camera. And now we want to zoom in. Here comes the good part. Next field equals 40. So we want to make it small field of view, bigger zoom. Else next field equals 60.0. Great. Now that's our script. Let's test that out one last time. There, see that? It zooms. But why does it not zoom back? Oh, my bad. Had a spelling mistake. Set that to new instead of next field. So now we should get good results. There we go. If you watch it here in the editor, it's setting back. So look at that. Now we can shoot, aim, and later tutorials will make gun sway and recoil. So stay tuned and bye bye.